and be a little better, 'cause it never never is enough. Work on my reflection, ponder upon two directions, and be a little wiser, 'cause it never is enough. All the people keep their heads down, where it looks much less like sky, and we breathe as if it's evil, and we work and wonder why nobody goes home. Nobody goes home. So let me live a little longer, let me grow a little taller, and be a little better, 'cause it never is enough. Work on my reflection, ponder upon two directions, and be a little wiser, 'cause it never is enough. All the people keep their distance, like all coffee's not the same. It's a burn bean water kind of day. Put a swear in the sky and pray. Oh, nobody goes home. 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 Have you ever driven slowly by a large graveyard at night, and imagine the stones were people standing still, staring straight ahead, just ahead, in a body and two eyes? Well, if you look in their direction, well, you won't see what they can see. But you may notice there are many trees. So maybe the dead are reminiscing or relieved. Then they don't have to breathe like you and me. So can we stay a little longer, with your fingers laced through mine? 'Cause I'd breathe in smoke for you and the cold for you, and if the whole planet went boom, I'd breathe in ashes right next to you. So can we stay a little longer, with your fingers laced through mine? 'Cause I'd breathe in smoke for you and the cold for you, and if the whole planet went boom, I'd breathe in ashes right next to you. me. He takes his own mother, her ivory corpse, and he plays with her hair as I map out the places to go. I'm alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. We don't travel far, we're like kids on a go-around. I can't drive for years yet, I've swallowed my hometown in case I get stranded. I know what my street's called, I know where the bus stops to bring me back there. But now Grandma is melting, her eyes are silver. I've only seen looking my dad in the face when he cries, and this strikes me as some kind of mirror. He looked at his loss, she imprinted like jeans in his eyes. So I tell him, put her to rest now with all of the ghosts in this goddamn pilgrim town. So I tell him, put her to rest now with all of the ghosts in this goddamn pilgrim town. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. Now Grandma is melting, her eyes are silver. I've only seen looking my dad in the face when he cries, and this strikes me as some kind of mirror. He looked at his loss, she imprinted like jeans in his eyes. So I tell him, put her to rest now with all of the ghosts in this goddamn pilgrim town. So I tell him, put her to rest now with all of the ghosts in this goddamn pilgrim town. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. Now I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. I am alone, I know that already, the only sane baby in decades of family. Thank you guys.
Alrighty, so hello all, welcome back to Between the Notes, sponsored by Cirque du Soleil. I'm Tess Lyons here with Polly Bessette, who just put on an amazing performance. We had discussed that I was going to mess up the name, but we're here at the Parlour. You just put on an amazing performance. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Doing good. It's a nice Monday.
It's a nice hot Monday. We're both a little bit sweaty up here, but we're going to do our best. So this is a very full circle moment for us. We met at the Parlour. You were doing an open mic night here, and your voice was just so angelic that we were like, you got to do the podcast. Have you been doing a lot of open mics recently?
Yeah, actually, ever since this year began, I've been like going full swing and doing open mics, new shows at places I've never been to before. So yeah, I've been putting myself out there, definitely.
Is an open mic to you like a chance to practice a few songs, or is it more of exposure, like networking, meeting different artists?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely nice to practice like singing in front of people and like being prepared for that. But I took it more as like a chance to network and meet people and like meet other musicians too. And so far, like it works really well. Like going out, and Rhode Island is so small, so
yeah. Are you from Rhode Island originally?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're born and raised Rhode Islander. What do you think about the Rhode Island music scene?
I think I like that it's so accessible in a sense. There's almost like there's a place for everybody, and I think that like when you go out to open mics or even just shows, it's really easy to find people, and everyone's very welcoming. Pretty much like. I think that because of how small and close knit it is, it just allows for like more opportunity in a sense. So
yeah, and the networking opportunity, like you said, is great for open mics. So can we talk about your music journey? So what's your musical background, and when did you first kind of pick up a guitar or figure out that you had such a sweet voice?
Well, I used to just sing a cappella in like my mom's car as a kid. So that's how I started singing, and then I learned guitar when I was a senior in high school. So I kind of was late to the game when it came to learning. I tried piano earlier in life, and it just didn't stick. So once I learned guitar and I got like pretty confident on a couple of chords, I just went full swing into writing music, and I just couldn't stop. Like I'd always been a writer, I think, and then guitar just kind of helped me in the musical aspect of it all. So that's kind of how I started, just randomly.
What made you finally pick up the guitar? Did you feel like you needed that to fully, become like this performer?
Well, kind of. I mean, I didn't really have the intention of being a performer. I just wanted to, I really liked writing. I liked poetry. I liked journaling. So I wanted some kind of, musical outlet for that. And so I literally took guitar class, and a freshman taught me my first chord. So when I was a senior, right?
That's humbling.
Yeah, but I was just like, I didn't know if I'd be good at it or even if I'd stick to it, but once I learned, it was kind of like it opened up a lot of doors for me in a sense, writing wise, because then now I have this melodic, I can create melodies, and I have something to back me up with that, and then I just became like a songwriter just by accident, I guess. I don't know. I've always liked to sing. I've always I did theater in high school, so I was always on a stage in a sense. But
well, you mentioned poetry. And
yeah,
go hand in hand.
True. Yeah. So, and definitely poetry helps a lot.
Yeah.
With songwriting.
What do you think your songwriting process is? Is it usually lyrics first and then music, or what draws inspiration from you?
I think that usually I just come up with a phrase in my head, or it's usually along with a melody, and then I'll go to my guitar and just kind of play around with chords until I find something that matches what I'm thinking in my head, and and I just literally write a full song usually in one sitting. So, but
how long does that take you?
Probably anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour usually. Obviously some of my songs I go back and I'm revising them over the next couple of weeks, but there are a couple that I've just written in 30 minutes.
And then you're wow, this
and then I'm ready to perform.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You're gonna book an open mic night, and then we're doing this. That's awesome.
I guess I just trust myself.
So you have such a delicate, sweet voice, but such powerful lyrics. How long did it take for you to find your sound?
I think that it's been a learning process. I feel like I have a sense of my style and my sound now, but there's always room to change and grow as well. Just my music taste has developed over time, but initially I took voice lessons in high school, and I was forced to sing so much classical music, so I naturally found that singing folk music almost matched my voice a little bit better because I was classically trained.
Yeah.
So a lot of older folk music is very high notes and frilly type of singing, and that's kind of it has the same effect as the type of vocal training that I went through. So I just started singing, folk music, and I got really into that. And I guess I just found my sound from listening to other artists and figuring out like what kind of music I want to write and what kind of music I want people to listen to.
What kind of artists inspired you?
So earlier on, I was going to the Newport Folk Festival literally when I discovered folk music. Like it was pretty much at the festival.
Like, I'm gonna go to the main place for this.
Yeah, my friend my friend like from high school, best friend, was very knowledgeable in music in general, just way more than me. Mm-hmm. So they showed me a lot of like artists that I just like never knew about before. So they were like, "Oh, you have to come to the Newport Folk Festival," and that's. Oh yeah, so basically, I don't remember what I was saying.
So you went to the Newport Folk Festival and you saw probably so many great inspirational musicians.
Oh yeah, you're telling me who inspired me.
Yeah.
Oh okay. Yeah, no, so...
We found our way. We found our way back.
Yikes. It's hot in here.
It's hot in here.
It's hot in... Losing brain cells.
I called you Bali, so it's okay.
Yeah. So I really like Brandi Carlile.
Amazing.
I've always, since high school, I've really liked the Avett Brothers. And then later on, I liked more kind of like indie folk, kind of like alternative folk music. So I really like Adrienne Lenker from Big Thief. And
I love Big Thief.
Yeah, they're really good. And I like her songwriting. I like her style of like poetry really well. A lot, so I get a lot of inspiration from that. Brandy's like style of folk music too is inspirational for me. So
Brandi performed at Newport Folk Fest.
I know.
Were you there?
Yeah, she performs there all the time. I think one time I went, she performed at like every single stage, and because she did like backup for other artists too.
Yeah,
she just was she's
just bopping around
the
Newport
mom
Folk
of the
Fest.
festival.
Yeah,
like
she was there with Joni Mitchell one year.
Yeah,
and that was
they're best friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing ever.
It's cute.
Yeah, they had like a little couch set up. I love that.
Wish I was there on that couch.
So Polly Bessette, that's your stage name. What made you choose Polly Bessette? What's your actual name, if you don't?
So my actual name is Esther.
Okay.
And I like my name. There's nothing I didn't change it because I didn't like my first name. But my last name, I just didn't feel connected to it. And so I ended up trying to think of like a stage name in a sense. And I asked my mom, I'm like, what if I use your maiden name as my stage name? Just because my mom has been like a bigger support for me in my life. And she thought about it. And then she's like, actually, I think that's okay. You should do that. And so I didn't like how Esther sounded with Bessette, because Bessette is so French and Esther has the hard er. So and then in my head I was like, well, what if my stage name is Polly Pocket?
I was gonna say Polly Pocket.
Yes, yeah. and then I thought, well, if my stage name is Polly Pocket, like I wasn't sure if I go and make like merch and stuff, if like the toy company is going to reach out to me and be like, hey, why did you steal the name Polly Pocket?
You didn't want a lawsuit.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible, but...
Also, I feel like it's a different brand. Like Polly Pocket, I picture more of like a poppy musician than like a sweet little folky person.
That's a good point, because I actually have had several people tell me that Polly Bessette sounds a little bit more like folky than probably like Polly Pocket would sound, but... Yeah. So yeah, I just was like, okay, I'll stick to Polly, and then I'll just add Bessette at the end.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I like being called Polly because I've never had a nickname. So like it took me a minute to kind of like remember, oh, people are calling me this now.
Yeah. You're like, Polly, they're calling you.
Yeah, but I never had a nickname before, so it's like now, like when people call me, I'm like, ooh, is this what it feels like to have like another name?
Yeah. That's so fun. Yeah. It must mean a lot to your mom too that your name, her maiden name, is kind of plastered everywhere.
Yeah. She does. She definitely
enjoys
improves,
it. Yeah. So, do you ever get nervous performing any certain songs in front of a crowd? I'm asking this because today your mother and your brother are here, and you mentioned that you're the only sane one, or the only sane child. Do you ever...
Sane baby.
The sane baby. Do you feel like you need to tailor some of your lyrics to your crowd, or maybe like not play certain songs for certain crowds?
Not necessarily. I think that there's different ways to look at it. When I write my music, especially when it has to, like, sometimes when I'm, like, alluding to, childhood experiences or mental health or traumas, like those are all individual to the person. And so, like, my experience, like, really has nothing to do with the people around me. My family, they all experienced things in a different way than me. So writing music and making art about it, to me, it just kind of, like, it shouldn't be taken literally, because it's not everyone's sort of perspective on what happened, or it's not everyone's perspective on how I feel. So yeah, I just kind of take myself back from it, and I don't really take it personally.
Or too literally.
Too literally. Yeah. People can have, like, opinions or whatever. But yeah, I also think, like, I hope that my music resonates to people who have no idea, that they take little parts of my songs and say, okay, this relates to me, this relates to my life, or this relates to the feelings that I have. So, yeah, and once a song is relatable, it really is no longer yours. It's everyone's song.
Yeah,
so.
Well, it's like separating the artist from the art. Like, you're creating something, but
separating
it's not
the writer from what's written is something I was taught in college. So.
Yeah. Did you study music in college?
Actually, I studied English, creative writing specifically. But,
okay. That must have helped with your songwriting abilities.
Yeah, definitely. I took mainly poetry classes because I just didn't like writing fiction. I took a fiction class and my dialogue was just so bad. I'm like, I can't write dialogue. Like, I don't know how to make characters talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I'd always get critiqued super hard in those classes, but I found in poetry classes I was a little bit more in my element. So I was like, okay, I'm going to focus just on poetry.
Like, this is my thing.
And yeah, but honestly, like, school helped a lot. The constructive criticism and just, like, seeing how other people write and comparing it to your style of writing, it's definitely helpful.
Nice. So you were an annual Grammys Awards ballot artist at the 61st Grammys. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience and how it helped you grow into the artist that you are today?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough, my mom, her partner, Al, he does, like, music producing locally and then nationally as well. And he helped me submit my songs, basically, to the Grammys. I actually kind of forgot, like, how it all started, but I ended up having 2 songs recorded, and my mom listened to them, and she was like, I think these are really good songs. Like, let's see, how far you make it, and if you make it to the Grammy ballot. And yeah, so we just submitted them, and it made it through in 4 categories, which is pretty cool because usually, like, you get lucky if you just make it into one. So
yeah.
But yeah, I felt really proud of myself. The songwriting, that was the first time I ever recorded songs too. Mm-hmm. So that process was, eye-opening, and I learned a lot about myself through that. But you said how it changed.
Yeah, how did you learn from that experience
and
take that with you as, like, lessons for the artist that you are today?
I guess kind of, like, being, like, I would say maybe, like, having music out, like, I feel like artists can be really picky about what they put out, like, what kind of music that they produce. If you're everyone's their own worst critic in a sense, but, like, if you think of a song that you wrote and you're like, I don't know if this is good enough to record, I don't know, like, if anybody wants to listen to this song. At the end of the day, like, if you really just want to record it, just record it, like, you never know. I mean, someone out there might end up falling in love with that song, or it just might be plainly good and you just are too hard on yourself. So I would say, like, the lesson that I learned is just, like, go for it. And definitely now within my, like, music writing process, I'm not really hard on myself on, if I like a song, then I like a song. If I don't like it, I scratch it and I start over again. I try to keep my mind open and try to be open to creativity and writing in a different way and yeah, just not
it kind of taught me to be more like flexible in my writing journey.
Yeah, and not to like overthink it or second guess yourself as much.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Nice. So speaking of, you have a new EP out called Pocket Full of Melodies. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. I really wanted some songs out because it's been since 2018 since I had my songs. And I kind of took a break from music for a while. So when I decided to record, I was like, I need to get something out this year. Like, I kind of just pushed myself. I'm going to do it. So I ended up recording all 4 of those songs as, like, live studio recordings. Basically, like, very minimal mixing, and they just got, like, sent out. And I just put them up as like an EP because I was like, it's 15 minutes long. Here we go.
Enjoy.
But yeah, I mean, I was pretty proud of the songs that I've been writing over the past like year and a half. So I wanted to record like my favorite ones. And so I did. Just put them out.
Nice. Pocket Full of Melodies. Where'd that name come from?
Well, I wanted to do a play on Polly Pocket.
Yes.
And I liked the idea of like, okay, well, this is just like, it's not a full-length album, and it's a small EP. It's only 4 songs, so kind of like, oh, these are just like little. Here's just a little like pocket-sized amount of music that I'm handing out to my friends now. So I wanted to be kind of cutesy, kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Here's what I got in my pocket.
Yeah, here you go.
It's all melodies.
All these little melodies. Because
all.
I didn't really have like a theme either. Like, you know, albums like will have like a concept or kind of like all the songs like tie into each other. And this time around, you know, I was just kind of like, I just want to put something out there. So calling it Pocket Full of Melodies is really just saying, here's 4 songs that like show off my songwriting right now. And hope you like them.
Hope you like them.
Yeah.
You brought up albums. Do you have any plans to kind of build off of Pocket Full of Melodies and create a full album?
Yeah, I definitely want to do an album, you know, within the next year. I think it would be cool to have like 10 songs or something. But the process of like recording is like very expensive, and especially mixing, mastering, and everything. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work too. Sometimes when I'm like sitting down and I'm being recorded, that's when I'm like making my mistakes.
Yeah. So
when the camera isn't there or the microphone isn't there, I'm playing it all the way through. But when the mic's there, all of a sudden I'm like forgetting to play. So I'm pretty like the pressure of like being in a studio is definitely hard for me. I don't know if it's like that with other people, but yeah, I definitely want to get more music out there, and yeah, I hope to have like an album out, and I want it to be a little bit different. I want to add something. I want it to be like a little bit more Americana folk as well. So
this would be your debut album, right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I've never had an album before, so just singles and EPs. So.
Yeah. So this would be the big one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm such a visual person. Have you ever started writing a song or finished writing a song and just thought, ooh, what would this music video look like?
Yeah, I definitely have. I think I'm also one of those people who, when I'm like driving in my car, I'm just like imagining that I'm in a music video.
Yeah. For sure. Right? Yeah, you're already in a music video. You know?
So, like, not even just my own songs, just, like, other people's songs. I'm, like, pretending that I'm in their music video. Yeah. There's a couple of my songs that I've contemplating doing, like, a music video for, so that's definitely a possibility in the future. My brother does a lot of recording, too, so I know, like, he can help me out with that, but...
what do you think that would look like, a Polly Bessette music video?
I don't know, probably just like very like foresty, like whimsical fairy, like. But then sometimes like I want to like make it a little bit melancholy too, you know. So maybe a little bit like darker vibes. I don't want to like, you know, spoil like themes for what I have in my head, but definitely. I'm very into like symbolism and stuff too, so like being in front of buildings or like outdoor things that like have symbols that are within my song.
Okay, yeah.
I think would be cool.
Some double meanings in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can picture it already.
Oh, cool.
So what is next? Do you have any plans, any upcoming performances? Or, I mean, we were talking about the album, hopefully sometime this year. But any other releases or performances that you have coming up that you're excited for?
Yeah. I'll be playing at Myrtle on August 4th.
Okay.
I believe. I think it's a Sunday. And I'm really excited. I'm playing with Jocelyn and Bird and Auger, which is a duo, really cool, like banjo folk duo. So,
nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that show. And I'm playing. Oh, I haven't announced this yet, but I'm playing the Warren Folks Festival after party.
Ooh.
So. That's when the party begins.
You're the start of the party.
Yeah, after the festival is over, that's when the real festival.
It doesn't even start until you perform, really.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,
and when is that?
That is August 17th. It's a Saturday. I'm so bad with numbers.
We can look it up. We can find it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Warren's my hometown, so when I reached out to them, I was basically like, hey, I sing folk and I'm from here. Please let me sing here.
I should get priority.
I was like, don't mean to be a snob, but like,
help a girl out.
Yes.
And where can people find more information about your music? Do you have socials, Bandcamp, Spotify, things like that?
Yeah, my social media, I'm on Instagram at Bessette, and I'm on Facebook under Bessette Music, and I'm also now on TikTok.
You made
my
the
username.
jump?
I just made a TikTok.
Oh my gosh!
Don't expect a lot of content yet, but that's my username is Bessette Music on TikTok, and I think that's all the socials that I use.
On Spotify?
Yeah, you can find like my music on YouTube. You can find a couple of videos of me singing on YouTube. Yeah, maybe other embarrassing things on YouTube, who knows.
We can dig deep.
Please don't.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Polly. I'm Tess Lyons with Motif Magazine. We're at the Parlour. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Cirque du Soleil, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Okay, bye.